everybody, and welcome to the start of a pub chat where everything's broken. We'll see if we've got Dunk or not here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? How's everybody else there? I had a hell of a time there for the last couple hours, and I'm the reason we're late. But what the hell are you going to do?
Complain.
Yeah, actually not. It's kind of my own fault because I kind of just let the world get away from me and totally didn't realize how the time had gone. I had no clue. I wasn't ready at all. But I don't have a beep an hour before to get me into go mode for this because it's Monday. I'm not used to this, right? So, whatever. Yeah.
You just imagined it was Sunday, You just got back from church. It's time to do pub chat.
Oh yeah. That's my Sunday. No, but today Monday's routine with my son and everything is just not a show day, right? It just took me away from it completely. But what are you going to do? No big deal. Yeah, PJ in the chat, only 24 hours late. So yeah, we're doing pretty good, I'd say. So what's happening your way? Children disown you?
Well.
Eh?
Not yet. And it was all your fault yesterday as well.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty much true. I don't know about my fault, but somebody's fault. But it fell to me. I don't know if any of you remember, but there was a time a little while ago there, spring and whatnot, where they were ripping up this really awkward sort of four-way stop that wasn't truly a four-way because the roads running east and west were like offset by 40, 50 meters or something, right? So it made for a hell intersection, and we had all this trouble with our electricity and internet for a while because they kept cutting it to put in a new roundabout and re-profile the roads and all this stuff, putting the services underground instead of stupid poles everywhere. Well, now they're just continuing down the road. So I haven't gotten away from it because they're still screwing with me. I've had my water shut off, my electricity, my internet. It's just get the hell out of my life, The
important thing is the beer store still open.
If the beer store closes, I'm moving. Why do you think I live next door to it?
Oh dear.
Yeah. I did have a pot store close, but we had this thing when weed was first legalized in Canada where way too many pot stores opened. And we're finally to that point where you get a few of them closing here and there. And now we're going to get left with the ones that survive, right? Just because it was made legal didn't mean we needed a shop on every corner. We do fine with like 6 places to get booze in our town.
It's like it became fashionable for women to have all fancy long painted nails and all that kind of stuff. It's like every third shop became a nail bar.
Yeah. Oh, we got a lot of them. We got more nail shops than we do pot shops, actually. True enough.
I know. And if you actually want to buy some nails, to hammer into a piece of wood, can't get them.
Yeah. Because even Home Hardware's nail section is all about women's nails now, right?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. I often ask, is when you spend all that money on really fancy nail job like that, doesn't it make some everyday tasks a pain in the butt because you don't want to harm the nails and stuff? Yep.
Like scratching your butt.
Yeah. Getting right in there. But
honey, I'm trying to scratch my butt, honey. Could you you come in? You've got the tools to do it.
Yeah.
Get in there, scratch my balls for me.
Yeah, that's the key to a long marriage right there. But I remember, you would see in TV and movies way back in the day all the time, you'd have women with nice nails and they'd be on the typewriter and whatnot. I can't do that. Drive me crazy. How does somebody do that? I mean, I can't even have my left hand's fingernails grow very long because then I can feel the fingernails on the guitar fretboard and it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder how it must be such a pain in the butt at times. I mean, not during sex when you're tearing somebody's back apart, but at other times.
Well, they're all falsies these days anyway. So, trying to do anything rigorous, they're all just going to come flying up anyway. You'll be trying to put your shirt buckle on after sex and you go, oh, why's my shirt sticking out? Got these nails stuck into their back.
Yeah, modern day pillow talk is don't vacuum until I've collected my nails. But yeah, I have a theory. I think the whole idea of painting your nails comes from the fact that when you have longer nails, they tend to get stuff under them more. And as such, to keep them from looking like crap, you paint them.
Oh, what do you got? Well, you never see that in car mechanics, do you? They always got like oily, grubby nails, and they go, "Oh, I know what I'll do. Oh, I'll get a nice red finish put on them."
Well, look at your average punk rocker. They paint their nails black. Why? So you can't see how nasty they are underneath.
Actually, most of the time, the rockers, they don't paint their nails black. They just do it with a Sharpie because. Yeah.
That's funny.
I always thought men that did that kind of silly. What can you do? A lot of guys do it these days.
Oh yeah, very true. Very true.
I think but real men, what they do is hit their fingers with a hammer, so they get the bruised black nail instead.
Yeah. That's it. Go bash your hand in the garage. That's painting your nails, son. Yeah, I remember a few times in the rock and roll days, I had a band members like, "Oh, you should paint your nails black." Or nope, I just wasn't into any of that stuff, man.
Yeah, it's like, why should you?
I know.
It's like, I'm decadent. I'm fighting against the man.
Yeah,
that will show him.
Yeah,
I'm an anarchist.
You'd sit down and you'd have a band meeting about how this isn't going to be a band that's all about image. You can just, and blah, blah. And then it's like, why don't we go get jackets made? Oh, yeah. So we can look like, shut the.
And then get a biro and put an anarchy symbol on the back of the jacket because we're anarchists now.
Yeah. It's like that whole thing with like hardcore biker types, they all look exactly the same, but ask them what the biker lifestyle is. And then they'll tell you it's about individuality and about being yourself. Do you see that when you see a whole whack of those Harley riding bikers? I don't see that.
Yeah. I see and we're gonna be individuals, and what we'll do, we'll start a gang. What? And we'll all get big patches on the back of our jackets, so we all
yeah. It's like Cub Scouts, but a little bit murdery.
Yeah. Well, have you got your stabbing patch yet? Yeah, I've got
yeah, no, but I just got my shot the neighbor's dog patch, so
Yeah. In fact, that's what made my jacket out of.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like you say, it's like the individuality of the motorcyclists, and they all started wearing, like, getting the German helmet, because they had legally they had to wear a helmet, but they wanted to be different and not wear a normal crash helmet. They started riding around in German helmets.
It's about rebelling and going against the grain. Oh, so that's why you all drive Harley Davidsons? That's a rebellious move. Nothing wrong with them. I like them. And biker guys can be fun to party with and all that kind of stuff. I ain't, totally ripping on anybody, but I just find those parts interesting.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those sort of funny things. You just you sit back and think about it and look at it and go,
yeah, exactly. Makes you just.
We could probably throw shade at other people too.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Can't think of any off the top of my head.
We should do that as a new show on the channel. Send us your picture and we'll just make up funny stories about you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll get a sack full, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, it'll be everybody's brothers and sisters and stuff that they send in. Yeah. That would be funny. That would be funny. I'm trying to figure out which light to buy that will go across the top and illuminate the flag and the background better and everything, and can't quite figure it out. The one thing I can tell you for sure, though, is if you're looking for a product like that and you're going to rely on Amazon reviews to figure it out, you might as well just go back to hitting your hand with a hammer to paint your nails. It's ridiculous. You can't get a straight answer from anyone.
Oh, I got a great light sitting here that you'd love. I got from our local Lidl store, but that doesn't really help you because I'm not posting it to fucking Canada.
Yeah. No, because I want something that's nice and diffused, right? And it's really hard to tell from the reviews if the description's honest, because at this point in time, I trust Amazon to buy something I'm not already familiar with about as much as I trust a local MDMA dealer at this point in history, right? It's if you're looking for something that you're unsure about, Amazon just leaves you with, well, I hope I get what I want. There's so many Chow Yum Bang brands and all this, and like, what the hell is this garbage? Yeah. So I can't figure it out. Just don't know what to do.
Right. Before we get back onto you, Lance, we had a couple of super chats left over.
Oh yeah,
from yesterday.
That's right.
A new one in.
Yeah. So we got UTV and Ham threw a $2 super chat in to keep the lights on, which is a very cool super chat. Thank you. Something just happened where I didn't hear the button. Did you guys hear when I hit the button?
No.
What the hell's going on?
Didn't hear anything.
All right. Well, I'll have to do sound effects after again. I have no idea. It's just one of those days. And then we had Paul Gilbert come in with a super chat as well. Ice spirits for all my guests tonight. Oh, that's cool. And okay, then I'm caught up on the elderly ones. And I switch over to here now, and we got Papa Dutch in. Come on, button. What the actual?
Have you started the app? Are you using your end game for the buttons?
Of course. Let's see here. Sorry, everybody. We're doing so well tonight. Let's see. No, I got nothing.
Just make the noises. Boing, boing, boing.
I don't understand.
Greg says we'll just get Dunk to sing it. We have a super chat time.
Yeah, seems to be broken. Interesting. So we had Papa Dutch come in with a super chat. Hey, people, Donald McDonald clown jokes are sweeping the internet. Get in on the beginning. Oh yeah, the whole French fry thing. We'll have to get those pictures up and we'll have a joke about that in a minute.
Oh no, you got to save them for tomorrow.
Well, that's true, but we could sneak peek one. And Silver Earth came in with a member message for 20 months. If you don't know, Silver Earth is how I got that painting that was done in Ukraine. Just voted blue, baby. Down ballot. Vote early. Woo. All right. Good show, Silver Earth. Happy to hear it. I feel naked without my boom buttons. What the?
His OCD's kicking in now. Oh, I don't like it. We buttons aren't working.
Yeah.
It's an age thing, Dick. We get to that age and our buttons stop working. So don't worry about it.
Oh man, what are you gonna do sometime?
We got a super chat or two. We got another super chat or two. Boing boing. See, I'm your new button.
Disappear. Okay. No, I have no idea. We'll leave it for now. No, I just can't keep playing with that. Okay. Then we had Paul Gilbert in with a super chat. Next bottle in the freezer. Slava Ukraine. Heroyam Slava. Hey, cool, Paul. Thank you. And Papa Dutch. I broke the fucking super chat thingy. I admit it. That was a good one too. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. I'm still really confused about my buttons.
I saw quite a few jokes about the old Trump thing. There was like a great image of a big McDonald's sign and Trump standing in front of it with a big bucket of red paint, and he's painted out the muck. So it's just McDonald's.
That's funny.
And all this shit about Kamala Harris said she worked at McDonald's, but it's a lie. She didn't work at McDonald's, but we have a real person working at McDonald's. It's not a lie. It's not a lie. It's been proven. They've even spoken to the girl who worked with her for crying out loud. It's all real, but they're going with it's a lie because that's what they have to do now.
Yeah,
there might as well be flat earthers at this point. You got to lie to be a MAGA.
It's getting that bad now, isn't it? Like, it's to that point of insanity. It's getting really. I mean, the way they're carrying this whole. And we have somebody now really working at Is he working at McDonald's? Give me a freaking break. You think he's going to be there at 7 fucking a.m. the next day?
Maybe after November the 6th, he might be.
Yeah. Well, he'll be working for the McDonald's in prison. Oh, okay. Well, I still don't understand what's going on with the buttons, so I don't know.
Leave the buttons.
Yeah, I want my buttons. I hate not having my buttons. I'm getting annoyed with this thing.
We're not sitting here all night listening to you getting cranky about your buttons.
Could happen. Okay. Let's see. There was a few things I wanted to get into today, but I totally screwed up the whole. I wasn't ready, so now I'm all flustered.
Without his buttons.
Yeah. Wrong buttons. Different buttons.
Are your buttons the ones on the M game or the Stream Deck?
Yeah, no, my Stream Deck. That works.
There you go.
Yeah. But I don't have the shout out buttons are on the audio interface. The making fun of things while we go buttons are on the Stream Deck.
And none of the buttons are working.
No. They're all mocking me and laughing at me right now.
What about voice effects?
I don't know, actually. Let me see.
Hello.
Yeah, that works. Hello. Okay.
Strange.
Yeah. But nothing.
It hasn't gone as like sometimes when reboot and it doesn't load up to your previous the correct setting. You've got to go back and
I've reloaded them a bunch of times. Just 1 second while I turn it off and on. It's the only other thing I can do. And after that, I'll play with the software later.
So he switches it off and he switches it back on. And this is probably where it's not going to come on at all. God damn it. He's completely broken it now. Oh dear, what we're going to do with him? Let's just check the reboot the internet. let's reboot Nick Dawson. Let's switch him off and switch him on again.
All right.
There he is. He's back.
Off and on. Flipped Chrome out so bad that it couldn't let me choose the audio interface again. It was like, no, that's told me. There we go. All right.
Okay, you're a happy buddy again.
There, I'm caught up now.
Stupid.
All right, we have buttons again. So yeah, you can all donate and super chat now. We have buttons. But yeah, it's confusing when you have certain routine-y things and behavior patterns and stuff, and all of a sudden one of your things is gone. That's like putting your feet up to find that the dog ate your stool and your feet just hit the ground, right? You know.
Now, usually the dog just eats his own stools.
Yeah, well, that's true. Or the next dogs. I mean, they're, you know,
not choosy.
No. It's one of the things that freaks me out when I see a dog licking a human's face. I'm just like, oh, for God's sakes, don't you know what they do with their mouths? Jesus Christ. You know, I'm not a clean freak by any means, but I don't want no third party butt kissing.
Yeah, but the funny thing is the dog says exactly the same thing.
I bet.
You wouldn't believe what I just saw Mummy doing with Daddy.
Yeah. Think, and when they have to feed us with those hands, disgusting. So what the hell? It's Monday, so that's a strange time for PubChat, but that's what we're doing. What is the message, like Trump and the French fries? Is that supposed to be some look, I'm an everyday person message? Is that what they're going for? Because
it's all about they are just extending on that story that Kamala Harris just mentioned. You know, she didn't make a big thing about it. She just mentioned that she'd worked in the McDonald's, you know, when she was younger.
Yeah, like high school or something.
Yeah, exactly. Which isn't you know, beyond the realms of reason. I mean, Donald Trump was born. I mean, Donald Trump was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, so he never had to work in a McDonald's. So he wouldn't know what that's like at all. Yeah, and so they're playing off that and going, well, if she claims she's going to work at McDonald's, we're going to do that. And it's kind of pathetic and childish.
It is. That's totally. It's you know, anything you can do, I can do better.
And you wait and hear some of the revelations that we've got about that when we will bring up in the 42 show tomorrow. We're going to try and save as much of it for that because there's some really interesting stuff that's come out of it.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I don't even have the any of the research open, so I'm not going into it. But
no, we got to.
But tomorrow's 42 show will be damn good. Let me tell you for sure. Oh yeah. The Volkswagen has finally started to sell their new ID Buzz van in North America.
What's that?
It's the remake of the old Volkswagen bus, but it's electric this time. And it's been out in Europe for a few years. You guys even have a cool, smaller two-door version that they ain't even bringing here for some reason. You know, it's not like we don't have small families too. But it's one of those
it's modern shapes, though. It's not like a classic shape, is it?
Oh, it looks close to the classic shape. Here, let me get a thingy up. I'm surprised how close they got it, actually. They basically just used the same photocopier setting they used for the Beetle with that new one, right? Let me just get a picture up here and show you. It's I forgot to set up the whole picture grab thing and everything.
No.
Oh God, relax. Takes like 30 seconds. Decline optional cookies.
Can't work under these conditions.
Yeah. Okay. There. See?
Oh, okay.
Right? They did a pretty good job of making it look like the old one. You know, but Volkswagen's got this horrible thing going on right now where they have spent a few $1 billion and formed a subsidiary company and everything to do all of the next generation electronics for the tablet touchscreeny crap and all that stuff in the car. They've spent like billions on it, and it's easily regarded as the worst into the industry. And now they've spent another like $4 billion to invest in that Rivian company so that they can get their hands on some of their technology instead. Volkswagen is a huge company. They own Audi, they own Lamborghini, they own Skoda, they own like a whole shitschwack of these car companies, and they can't simply get a new electronics platform in to go. How can that be?
No, that doesn't make any sense. Really.
Microsoft still putting out a shitty version of Windows.
Oh, oh dear. We went there.
Yeah, somebody rewind that record. I'll try a different analogy here. But in North America, VW sales have been like properly tanking since that whole Dieselgate where they got caught cheating as if nobody else was, because everybody else was, but Volkswagen paid the price. Volkswagen's like not in a good position as a company now, yet they own all these major brands along with themselves. It's very strange how such a huge conglomerate organization can stumble along as if they do everything by committee and always get it wrong. This keeps happening to me. You know, personally, I mean, I think the thing looks okay. Technology's not very good. For an electric vehicle, it's not super fast, 0 to 60 like some of these other cars. I think that's actually a good thing. We don't need cars that can do 0 to 60 miles an hour in 2.5 seconds to be in the hand of mere mortals. That ain't right.
Well, especially case, when it's matching the original, then, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, but especially with an electric car, they're big, heavy, bulky, cumbersome. They have mass, inertia. They don't stop as quickly as other. Like you don't need them to be that fast. But all in, I'm not sure that the hard hit of nostalgia in this car is enough to make it the hit Volkswagen needs.
Yeah, I mean, there's something wrong with that picture because you got to give it to a bunch of hippies for 6 months and see what they do when they get their acrylic paints out, start putting flowers and things on the side of it.
Get the smell of smoke really into the leather and stuff, right?
Just paint the love wagon on the side of it in different colors.
Well, we got a super chat in here from NA for $6.66. I just bought 10 pounds of real American bacon and 3.3 pounds of flank steak today, just because it was on sale. Am I obsessed? Well, I'll say this, ANA. It's a rare day that you don't have barbecue tongs and drink in hand. So obsessed? No, maybe just a little charbroiled.
Well, at least we know he's not Jewish now.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's one of those cheating ones who, don't mind a bit of bacon, just don't tell anyone.
He's the kind of guy that would carve a steak off a dairy cow just because he's hungry,
What do you mean carve it? What do you mean carve it? He'll just bite it out.
That's funny. So, yeah, we'll see what Volkswagen does. I mean, when that Beetle first came out, people were like, oh, that's cool. Well, hairdressers. And then, they're still selling them, but they're not like, at least in my area, they stand out because of the way they look. So you think you see more of them than you do, I believe.
I remember when when you say the Beetle came out, you're not talking about when the original Beetle came out, and they went, that is cool.
Yeah, not Hitler's Beetle, but yeah,
Hitler, no.
Isn't it?
But the new one, when they brought it out, and they actually do you remember them when they actually had to paint them up so they had like spots on them? So they look like Beetles.
Cows, and they we have a woman in town who still has the eyelashes on her Beetle to give it like.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's classy.
And she always has a real flower in the little vase in her car, vase, whatever,
Oh, well, she hasn't got the OG one then, which is the fake flower.
No, she puts a real one in all the time. It's funny. Everybody talks about it because you always see that car in the parking lots, right? And it's
she's devalued her car. She's not sticking with the original parts.
Are you kidding? I think it's probably got its own place of, on a gold laced pillow somewhere, right? She loves that thing, and she's got an old one. She keeps it really nice, but
it's like when people buy a Les Paul guitar and they swap out the pickups, but they keep the pickups and wrap them up and put them in a box and tie them away. So when someone buys the guitar off them, they can put it back to the original. Keeps the value.
Like somebody can't just go and buy a DiMarzio PAF because that's what it is, but regardless. So
do you think the eyelashes on the VW were they
stupid? Yes.
Were they a manufacturing option? So you could spend another like $500 for the part, or was it like something you got for 10 quid from a local automotive shop?
I don't remember the year that remade Beetle came out, but there used to be a time when options weren't too expensive, and then everybody realized that people will pay more for them, and they went sky high in price. So I'm not sure.
Oh, you want the car painted? Oh, so that'll cost a little bit extra.
Yeah.
How many wheels did you want?
Yeah, sir, better grab his wallet.
You want the plastic flower in it as well? Oh my god, yeah.
It's really funny in high-end cars. You spend $700,000 on the new Ferrari, and you can spend another $190,000 just having them take all the bits of the car out and not put leather on them and leave them as bare carbon fiber. Were they carbon fiber before? Well, sure. Otherwise, if they were something else, it would change the listed weight of the car. So you're paying huge amounts of money to tell them not to bother putting leather on it. The fuck, man? Seriously? Why is that cool? Why do you want the inside of your car to look like the outside? You remember back in like the 50s and 60s when the interior of your car had bare metal that was painted, and then we got away from that because like it looks cheap? Well, that's what you're paying for. I just find that strange. And yet, if you buy like a McLaren or a Ferrari or something and don't go for the massive carbon fiber pack, your car's worth way less in the aftermarket because everybody else that's buying it used wants the damn carbon fiber pack too. I don't get you people. What? This leather's more comfortable. It's nice. It's soft. It smells good.
Well, once it's leather, they don't smell too good in its raw state.
But, give me 1 second. I got to grab a beer. I'll be super fast.
Oh, he didn't put them in the bloody fridge, did he? Useless sod. Yeah. Yeah, I'd imagine, there's probably some cows quite relieved. Oh, yeah. I'm saved today. Oh, hang on. Here comes NANA. He's going to take a bite out of me. Oh, fuck.
The life of a cow.
Yeah. Yeah, the one that escaped being turned into leather.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If NANA, if you're going to go out and just randomly find a cow to attack and turn into a meal, could you skin it properly first so we could still wear and use it?
Yeah.
Don't bite through it and ruin the hide, right?
Yeah. You've got to remove it like a surgeon. And that's not creepy either.
Yeah. I just started singing Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a surgeon.
Oh. don't do it again. He'll shut the stream down.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
He doesn't like people copying his work.
Yeah. If you're ever looking for Weird Al's music, because everybody gets blocked playing it on YouTube, just look up the account at Irony.
Just me says, Doug, how many cows have you sniffed? You only have to sniff one. Believe me, you don't have to sniff them all to know.
Yeah, they are not clean animals. It's a good thing they're dressed in thick leather. Otherwise, the insides would get all ruined.
Funny that thing, you know, I know I was joking earlier about NAA not being Jewish and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's like the idea that, you do not eat the pig because the pig is unclean. Tell me an animal that is.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear to God. I mean, the only animal I know is clean is a little fucking robin that comes and has a little bath in our back garden, and I'm not eating him because he's tiny.
Yeah, unless he brings over like 300 of his relatives, you know.
Yeah, no, I always found that quite strange because, you know, quite frankly, I can't really think of many animals that are clean. Maybe fish are quite clean because, you know, they're constantly in the bath. So, but I mean, a bath that they do shit in.
It's a bath that happens to be their own toilet. So, you know, and even like fish in the ocean, that's kind of like fish in our toilet. So, you know. Not always the best place to be.
What is this fish? What does this fish taste like? A Pepsi plastic
bottle? Well, I mean, at this point,
tastes like yesterday's condoms and a pair of old flip flops.
At this point, though, you know, there's probably quite like so much microplastics and stuff in fish that we're just basically poisoning ourselves now. You know, like the whole thing with mercury and tuna and stuff. You know, it's crazy. Yeah. We got a couple of shout outs we can do here.
The thing is, you buy a tin of tuna, and on the side of the can it says dolphin friendly tuna. Now, I watched a lot of natural history movies, documentaries. I've never seen a dolphin hanging around with a tuna like their best mates. Never happens. So I don't know where this dolphin friendly tuna came from.
That's where the dolphin holds the net for the tuna to get caught.
It's always line caught tuna. And the dolphins are like there with the fishermen going, they're over there.
Yeah.
Go fucking get them.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I was young, I didn't notice. But when I got older, I noticed how there's actually white tuna and light tuna. And I had it explained to me once. Honestly, I've never looked it up. But as I understand it, light tuna with an L is usually tuna, but there's a couple other fish that end up in the pile that are really close to tuna that just end up in the can. Whereas white tuna, the actual albacore one, is always pure, proper, good tuna.
So there's racism involved.
Yeah, like KK says in the chat there's albacore tuna and then there's cat food. And I couldn't agree more. Once I had like proper white albacore tuna, I can't eat the other ones. It's like spam that dried up. It's got the flavor of like old rubber soles of used shoes or something.
No, is it you did fine just on the spam. That's that's as far as you needed to go.
Yeah.
Well, do your shout out.
Yes. We've got Papa Dutch in the chat there. The original Beetle was cheap and fun to drive. Modern ones are heavy, and you don't ever want to damage the front. Oh, damn right. They're worse than the Mini Cooper that way. Oh, and probably about as reliable. But that's another one entirely. Thanks there, Papa Dutch. We got Paul Gilbert.
Same chassis.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's that
Same
whole,
chassis.
well, that's that whole thing Volkswagen do. You've got a Golf. It's a Golf. You've got a Jetta. It's a Golf with a tiny bit more space in the wheelbase. Right, you got the Scirocco and then the Corrado. Yeah. Oh, they're a Golf chassis as well, and it just doesn't stop with these guys, man. And that's the whole thing too with this new ID platform Volkswagen have. They have the ID4, the ID5, the ID7. The new van is the ID Buzz. Every one of them is the same car underneath, just with a different body attached to it. We're back to coach building where you could just, buy the chassis off of Bentley and go and have your own body put on, kind of, right? Except you don't get a real custom one.
That sounds like an idea.
Yeah, but that's the kind of thing, like Volkswagen and stuff might be better off just making this platform chassis and giving it out to people that would make more interesting cars on top of it. I don't know. But here, a few more shout outs.
I did see.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, before you go on, I did see a fantastic image on the internet the other day of someone's like taking one of those VW Beetles, so not the Beetles, but the camper vans, and turning it into a Batmobile. So it was a Batmobile camper van.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That'd be neat. That'd be neat. Silly. You notice Notice with the image, they did the two-tone paint job and everything, right? They really played on the nostalgia on this one. Paul Gilbert with a super chat in.
We should have made it a split screen now.
Yeah. But you'd never get away with that these days, right? Paul Gilbert in with a super chat. Can you imagine that van at a Grateful Dead gig? That's funny. It'd probably get burned to the ground and used to roast marshmallows. Papa Dutch in with a super chat. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Yeah. Should have sang it, but Papa Dutch again with a $5 super chat. If you got a load of the Juggalo, get a load of the Juggalo movement. Clowns. Juggalo. What?
I thought you were going to say something completely different then. And just get back to racist territory again. I'm not going to say the word.
Juggalo? I mean, I have no idea what that is. I'll have to Google it in the background. And then Papa Dutch again with a $5 super chat. Announcing the all-new Flipper, junk light dolphin in water. Yeah, it reminds me of a few old jokes we had for Captain Highliner. Insane Clown Posse at KK's. Yeah. Okay, good one. I remember ICP. What time is it now? Okay. Felix will be home in like 5 minutes here, so I got to keep my eye on the prize.
Oh.
It'll only take me a couple of minutes to... I know what Juggalos is, but it says Juggalo or something, right? And he said movement.
Talking about being casually racist, I got a question for you. Which is your least favorite race?
I would say my least favorite race might have been the Russian Grand Prix because we just didn't need to be racing Formula One in Russia.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go for Valencia, but no.
No, because that's pretty there. The Russian one was terrible. So a Juggalo.
Yeah, my least favorite race is the 800 meters. But
Oh, okay. A Juggalo is a fan of Insane Clown Posse. Now I get the reference in. Okay, yeah. Or any other hip hop group signed to Psychopathic Records. So there you go.
Oh, they sound like a great company to sign up for.
I'm surprised anybody's talking about Insane Clown Posse. I thought they were gone like 20 years ago or something. Interesting.
I don't know who they are. I don't know
Yeah.
who you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's not a social media friendly word when spoken. No, it's not.
So what you got to do when Felix turns up?
I just got 30 seconds to say hi and see how his little visit went and stuff. And then by the time I'm done saying hi to them, he'll have already buggered off up to his room, and then I can just do my thing again. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Hi, Dad. Bye, Dad.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he knows what side of the bread is buttered. Hang on. He knows what the side of butter is bread is on. No, hang on. How's it go again? How's the phrase go? He knows what side of the bread is butter is on.
What the fuck? Did you hear that?
What have you done now?
That was supposed to be my.
And I'm sure everybody else did it.
That was the theme. That was part of the theme from the $6 Million Man, but that was supposed to be my "The Price Is Right" loser sound effect. What the fuck? What the hell, man? That was weird.
Madness.
These software companies that make this shit for streamers, you got to actually get the software to work, guys. It's not enough to just make a plastic box with buttons. If the buttons don't reliably work, it's kind of shitty.
I think there's a problem here. I think you've only had one beer. I think you just not enough beers in to hit the right buttons at the wrong time. The wrong buttons.
Could be. We'll see. I don't know what the hell's going on today,
Papa
man.
Dutch says Papa Dutch has got a super chat and it says the butter side is what always hits the floor first. Yeah, that's because they make bread out of cats. Did you know that?
Why does the spread side hit first? Is it mass? Is it the whole it's got more so it flips that way, And does that mean that a cat's feet weigh more than its body?
Yeah. No, they just got jam on their feet.
Yeah. I remember my neighbor when I was a kid, and he found out that thing that cats always land on his feet. He grabbed his cat, started marching towards his bedroom. I'm like, no, dude, you're not just chucking the cat out the window, man.
But why don't they do the same experiments for other animals as well? Just put an elephant up on a crane and just see what happens.
Yeah, and let them land on top of each other. It's just then you got a tourist attraction if it doesn't work, right?
And what about a caterpillar? It's got to land on a lot of feet.
Yeah.
Oh no, a centipede even better.
A caterpillar, is it so light and fluffy that it would just float down?
And what happens if you drop a cat on the ISS?
How hard do you have to throw a flying squirrel to make it splat on a window?
They were doing science. What is the muzzle velocity of a gerbil from an anus? Once you let off the methane gas inside your butthole.
Well, we got another super chat in here. Paul Gilbert's in with a super chat. Did you ever listen to Ren? R-E-N? I am a true renegade. R-E-N.
That's the band that came after REM. Well, alphabetically.
Losing my place on the radio because this sucks now. They had a real transition as a band. What is Ren? We'll have to figure this out. Rem. Oh, okay.
Is
Yeah.
it Ren and Stimpy? I remember that.
Yeah.
Never heard of Ren.
Ren. No, I got nothing.
I mean, what comes after REM?
Oh,
it's REO Speedwagon. We're running through the alphabet of bands that start with RE.
Paul Gilbert in the chat says,
else.
no, that was supposed to be REM. Okay, now it's starting to make more sense. I actually know who they are. They had a real like story arc as a career. You know, they started with Felix's Pulling Up. So take it away. I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, they started with well, first of all, what happened is the Earth cooled, then the dinosaurs came along and they stopped around, and then people invented music, and along came REN, and then came REM, and later REO. So maybe after that was an Oreo. It all gets very, very confusing about the musical history of things. I don't know. I don't know the history of REM. I heard they've been on the radio, they've been on the television, and I think the kids used to like them. Yeah. That's my historical knowledge of REM. Then a yellow. Hello. What do I know? I love how he started off the sentence and the great historical story about REM. Brilliant story. Over to you, Doug. You can finish it. All right, okay. I haven't a fucking clue. So that I could tell you the history about any band, to be honest with you. Not that you want to hear my versions of it. Gibberish. I saw a great piece of artwork today of the the Beatles when they're doing the crossing the road, and they're on more like a zebra crossing thing. I saw some of the artists where they actually painted the scene, but actually painted Beatles, actual Beatles walking across the road. But there you go. That's got nothing to do with REM. Why don't you tell us about the history of REM in the chat? But apparently, Ren is an actual band too. Shayna said she liked Ren, but Ren also exists. So yeah, make of that what you will. PJ says, quick, it's time to talk about Dick while he's not here. Apparently have news from Annette that Ren, he is brilliant and he's from Britain. Well, there you go. Lots of things from Britain are brilliant, like sausages and mashed potato and chips. Name somebody else that brilliant came from Britain. Battle of Britain. Papa Dutch comes in with $2 and says Jared Leto has generated controversy lately. What's that with now? What's he done now? I don't know I don't follow him. He never calls, never emails. So I don't know what he's up to. Yeah, Granny Fusion running out of stuff to say. I know. It's always bloody happens. It was just come on. It's like it's a partnership here. It's a chit chat. I'm not like Dick. I can't just ramble on about insane nonsense for hours and hours like he can. But yeah, so you get what you get till he comes back. Yes. And he's back. So, Dick, REM, interesting history.
Yeah. I even remembered.
You were about to regale us, and then he said, "All right, Doug, you carry on." I was like, "What?
Yeah.
What
well, I mean, I don't know that much either, but they started with shiny, happy people, right? And they had the girl singing a lot, as well as Michael Stipe or whatever his name is. And then, right. But when he became more the voice of the band after their first couple of records, like remember, like Orange Crush was one of their songs. All of a sudden, he stepped into this, I am a true artist, a social conscious person, and got so serious and on himself and stuff that I think it ended up actually hurting the band. He went like so far. But they had a great career.
Did they have to surgically remove his head from his ass?
Maybe. There's a weird thing going with your graphic right there. We almost had to do it to you.
What was he doing?
Only the bottom part of your body's moving. The top part of your head is stuck. You see that? The robot's broken. Everything's broken today. Yeah.
Let me just try fixing that. Start again.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That was weird.
There we go.
Yeah.
OBS is glitching out. Yeah.
No, that's VDO, but yeah. Yeah.
Well, no, I had to stop the virtual cam and send it back out again to fix it. So I guess video is.
Yeah, because you were finding your hexagon, but not in the group feed, right? That was strange. Yeah. 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 What's the frequency, Kenneth? That's another REM song. Yep. REM.
Yeah, it's funny you talked about, the Shiny Happy People song, because I used to generally get REM confused with the B-52s.
That makes sense in the beginning, but the B-52s weren't going to do a depressing Losing My Religion song. That's for damn sure.
They did the Flintstones.
Yeah. Ah, the Flintstones, man. Best musical act to ever be on the Flintstones. There is only one correct answer. See if anybody's got it. I know it.
What?
Best musical act.
Sorry,
best musical act ever on the Flintstones.
Oh, what, the real one or the movies?
Oh, the TV show. Yeah.
Right. Oh. Somebody and the Rockettes.
I asked the question in a very particular way on purpose. Yeah. Dave Cernick in the chat is the first one to get it. The Wayouts. Damn right, man. The Wayouts. Whoever wrote the music for that episode was cool. They had it going on.
What the hell was that, man?
The Wayouts. You remember the Devo hats? The Wayouts were wearing like Devo hat outfits. And whenever they'd kind of stretch up or jump, they'd literally separate. It was really funny. But they had a cool little tune. We're going way out, way out. That's where the fun is, way out. And it was just great,
I will have to look that up after the show.
It's one of those things. I don't know why I remember it, but I did remember we got super chats. We got Popper Dutch. I'd rather have Savage or Rammstein. Oh, I know Rammstein, but Savage, I don't know. I have to look them up. I'm a big Rammstein fan.
But maybe it's French's.
Maybe. That kind of sounds like Kamatage, Doctor Strange. Maybe that's a place where you can learn how to get broken body parts to work again.
If you're going to go down a Marvel route, I'm going because
I don't know the stuff very much either. Well. Papa Dutch with a super chat. Jared Leto has generated controversy lately. What? I don't see a lot of entertainment news, but he seems like one of those what's the idiot kid from the Transformer movies that did the Indiana Jones movie and seems to have just pissed off Hollywood to the point where nobody wants him around? Yeah, I can see Jared Leto going full on LaBeouf, you know.
Yeah. Sean Beef, he's called.
Canadian military vet. I did eruption from Eddie. I can do most of that still, but I gotta be playing for like 20 minutes first, man. If I just try that right away, I get that arthritic hand thing in 20 minutes, and I'm just like, it hurts.
I get that just listening to it.
It's funny though. Eruption sounds more kick-ass than it actually is to play, except for a few parts that are crazy. Russian invasion comments from Leto. Oh, okay. Hold on here. Let me bring that up.
Oh, dear.
Oh, Leto even said he would go and perform in Russia. Yeah, like they'll let your punk ass out afterwards, moron. What is it about growing a stupid scruffy beard that sucks the brain cells out of your head?
I don't know. I'm doing all right, I think.
I don't think you look like him, though, to be honest, right? You know.
No, well, don't dress like him. That's for sure. I don't pinch me mum's dresses.
He looks like he's about to play the Gimp in a Rammstein fucking concert. He's the one that the keyboard player will beat to death with a rubber dick in the next concert.
But is he a singer or is he an actor? I thought he was a movie.
Honestly,
is he one of those like?
Yeah, well, I think he played the Joker recently, and people thought he was really good or something. You know?
Yeah.
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 Niles in the chat. Dick can start with learning how to say Rammstein. I'm not going to bother trying to get it overly correct. You know, it's one of those things where if I was over in somewhere in Europe right now, my name would get pronounced in other ways and stuff. And it's the best you can do. You know.
Yeah, but wasn't your rabbi called Rammstein? Rabbi Rammstein. A lovely
fella. I needed so much anal-ease as a child.
Kept trying to eat bacon sandwiches for some reason. It takes a dark boy. You'll like it.
We should have stayed on Jared Leto. Jesus. But yeah, he's facing backlash after referring to Russia's war against Ukraine as these problems and expressing a desire to perform in St. Petersburg and Moscow. But he was an actor, though. I don't like. Right again. Here's the post. He's got a guitar in his hand. Why is he holding an acoustic guitar like it's a rock and roll Les Paul or something? You don't play them that low.
Oh, he's an actor. He's acting.
Yeah. He's about to fret a bar chord like that on an acoustic too. Seriously, dude. Jesus.
Well, at least he's not hanging around by his knees.
Yeah. He looks like it's such a twit. So yeah, there's something weird about fame and ego, and rarely do they work out together. You always end up like a Kardashian.
Yeah. But it's like but it's like that Steven Seagal thing, you know, where he says, I would die for Putin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, you think he'd do it for you?
Yeah. He'd stand behind you.
Yeah.
As you took
and
a
your
bullet
sister and totally.
Right up the whole family.
Yeah. He wouldn't have any problem with it. I mean, come on. Somebody that can, pull this kind of shit out of their ass.
Well, at least Steven Seagal knows that you can put Jared Leto in front of him now in the line. Although I don't think that skinny little body's going to stop many bullets.
Maybe that's what Putin's doing. He's trying to get enough stupid ass celebrities to go over there so that he can get up on stage and address people and have like them as a human shield in front of them singing Kumbaya or something.
Yeah, that orange loser goes up on stage with a bulletproof sheet of glass in front of him. Oh no, Putin! He's got half Hollywood standing
exactly. Yeah. Why stop a bullet with thick fake glass when you can use other human beings?
Yeah, especially Hollywood stars.
Yeah, and he'd line them up according to who did or didn't buy a watch. Did buy a watch at the back. Didn't buy a watch at the front.
It's Putin.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he is over there, right? You know, the oligarch standard fake diamond and fake gold watch for 30 billion rubles, you know.
It's funny when you think about the whole Hollywood and, some people speaking out and shit like that. I mean, remember the days of the McCarthy witch trials where a lot of big Hollywood names were ostracized because, they just members of the Communist Party or whatever. They weren't like marching down the streets or trying to overthrow the government. They were just like members of a drinking club, basically. It just happened to be the Communist Party. in the same way as you can be like a member of the Conservative Party club and just go down and get like cheap booze. But so that time everyone was like terrified of being ousted and deported. What would happen now today if they did that again? I mean, well, with Trump coming in, he's likely to bring it in, but it will be like, it would be more like, if you're for Putin, then you're good. You're with me. That's the rest of them we're trying to get rid of. All the decent Americans. Oh.
We just want them dumbed down and diluted, right? No. Speaking of dumbed down and diluted, I gotta say, I've been seeing a few posts on YouTube from YouTubers and whatnot, and a few of them were people that are supposedly reporting on Ukraine, and they were literally trying to sell the fact that North Koreans are not presently engaged and have nothing to do with things and blah, blah, and whatnot. When the South Korean spy service has released photos of the boats picking them up and stuff. I don't understand that. Is this just exposing more disinformation on YouTube and they're just trying to push it too far? Or is it the shock and awe of clickbaity thumbnails that they're trying to, Yeah.
Yeah, very strange.
Yeah, Canadian military vet, Korea's 100% in Ukraine, North Korea, that is. Yeah, exactly. But I saw like a few like people that got decent views saying otherwise, and I was really confused by that. I know Jake Bro had a thumbnail up that almost made it look like he was saying they're not, but he was alluding to Pootler saying no. So, don't get the wrong idea. I wasn't calling out Jake. I mean, I would if I had to, but I like him.
I can't remember who it was I was talking to the missus about, but it was about just lies and misinformation, and I was just thinking, well, this is the fucking world we're living in now. People are just so happy to say a lie, and if they say it loud enough, people will believe them. And this is what we're coming to. Like, just say a lie, and shout it out as loud as you can. And you should do that when you're sharing this channel out to your friends.
We've given up on social media, so everybody that subscribes to the channel, we're giving you homework tonight. Spend 1 hour naked on a street corner holding up a sign saying "View the Shills" on YouTube.
Yes. Don't bother sharing this out to North Korea because apparently their internet's not too good.
They're
so,
not
don't think they have many
listening.
subscribers. Pardon? Didn't quite hear you. Say a bit louder.
Well, that's why North Korea doesn't bother with roads so much, because all the string linking those paper cups together for their telecommunications network really gets in the way.
It's funny because when you said "dumbed down and deluded," I thought that was going to be the name for our first album.
It's actually what we put on my wedding invitations, but no. I figured it was worth a rehash. It'd been a while.
Hey, tell you what, that would be a good name for a sequel or a prequel of Dumb and Dumber.
There's nothing in the world is needed less than another Dumb and Dumber movie.
I think Hollywood might disagree with you. Also, it's like Hollywood accountants might disagree with you.
I watched about 20 minutes of the first one, and I was just, I cannot do this. It was so. Oh.
So you didn't watch the second one then?
What's the guy?
That goes without saying.
It's so goddamn no. There's a whole whack of those earlier Jim Carrey movies that I've not actually seen, because that style of absolutely outrageous comedy for me works on Saturday Night Live and stuff like that, but I can't really watch a whole movie of it. It's a bit much.
So I'm guessing you haven't seen the Ace Ventura movies.
No. The
kind of funny. Very,
I remember the commercials, right? And I was just like, there's no way I could watch that movie, you know? The first
Yeah, you're not watching Dostoevsky or anything like that. It's like you really have to switch your brain off.
Jim Carrey was flipping amazing as a cast member on In Living Color, the TV show, right? And his skits and his over-the-topness was badass in that. But when they just gave him the reins to an entire movie, it was just too much for me, right? You know.
He was amazing as Andy Kaufman in The Man in the Moon. And of course, Andy Kaufman was like the OG fucking madcap. Loose off the chain comedian. And he did an amazing job of doing Andy Kaufman. But the problem was he got into character so bad that he was just driving people.
I believe that. Yeah.
He got into fights. He got just like Andy Kaufman did. It's
total
incredible,
method acting, isn't it? When you just delve in, right?
Yeah. Or methamphetamine. I'm one or the other.
Yeah. Native Atheist, Fire Marshal Bill. Exactly. You know, there was some great Jim Carrey stuff on In Living Color.
Yeah. No, I got a real soft spot for Jim Carrey. He brought some stuff to the movie theaters that just not seen before. But the interesting thing is when you watch his early breakouts on like Johnny Carson show and stuff like that.
No,
he's not particularly very funny. It just comes off as a bit
too much,
weird
right? It was just because I've seen those clips too, and I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with you, boy? You know. But
it's like I'm going to do a funny thing, and for my next bit, I'm going to do another funny thing.
Yeah, just
like
off the
random,
wall. But I will say, when I heard all about his performance in the Truman Show, and I kept hearing about that damn movie and hearing about it, I finally watched it, and I was just blown away. I was like, what? Like the guy actually acts, you know? Where
Really?
the fuck does Ace
Yeah.
Ventura come from when you got this in the bag, man? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, he yeah, when he knuckles down to something, he's really, really good. But you know, but they go, oh, we want the Jim Carrey funny stuff, you know. So, but it's same like Steve Martin. His stuff is like hit and miss. Because you know, when he was like, you know, the wild and crazy guy Steve Martin movies, you know, they were kind of funny and very, very silly, like The Jerk and things like that. And then he went into like a serious kind of thing, and you know, like Roxanne was a romantic comedy, a bit more serious. And then he just lost his ability to be funny.
Very much like The Jerk. You go back and it still holds up. It's so funny and clever, and but it's
terrible.
not. It's actually really good.
But
no, I disagree there.
Right
totally.
Way.
I don't see it that way. There's some, you know, there's some unbelievable comedy in that.
Yeah, but no, you misunderstand me. By saying it's terrible in the right way. It's not terrible because it's bad. It's just oh no, I'm not going to save myself from this hole. It's genius. Terrible.
Well, it's cheap and everything and stuff and whatnot. But you know that beginning scene, he's in the alley. You know me. You want my story? And I was born a poor black child. That's it. You know what's coming. And it just goes from there.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like really, really shitty, cheap jokes. But they
the timing and everything, and the supporting cast, the way they work with them, like that angry chick that he has pizza in a cup with, you know.
And he writes home to his folks saying, "I'll be able to send some more money because I got more work coming because tomorrow she's going to show you how to do a blowjob."
So funny, man. Oh God. Okay, here. Let me get a cigarette. 1 second, or beer. Sorry, I'm smoking a cigarette. Whatever.
One of his races. Hey, bring them through to the bloody fridge, you moron. That's what it's for. Oh dear.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other. I mean, we were having this conversation the other night, and I was talking about Springtime for Hitler, and he goes, "What's that? Springtime for Hitler?" You know, from the producers. What's that? The producers, Mel Brooks. What's that?
We've had this moment.
You've never seen it. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, well, I'm just reiterating the moment that we had. It's like you've never seen the producers. I mean, to be fair, it was made in like 1966, the original one. So it's not like you caught it at the cinema, but it's something that you know my brother just loved it. Brought it to my attention in later years, and it just became part of. It's part of the Mel Brooks bibliography.
That's over here. Nobody talks about that one at all. When I was a kid, it was Blazing Saddles and stuff. That was no.
Yeah. I'm just never even heard of it. Never even come across it. That was just yeah. Don't be stupid. Be a smarty. Come and join them.
But that's the other thing. You guys have way more of the war look on things than we do over here, and shit like that. For the longest time we've just been who cares unless it's documentary looking back and stuff. You know.
I do have a feeling that the producers, when it came out in the US, it didn't do particularly.
I've never seen it in reruns. I've never heard of it.
I think. Well, they made a remake. It went to a stage show.
No,
it went to a stage show.
I grew up
absolutely fucking hilarious.
I grew up in the day of syndication, right? You know, I was born in '70, and Gilligan's Island and all that garbage was in reruns all the time. Never heard of this show, right?
Have you heard of Mel Brooks's movie called Silent Movie?
Maybe.
Oh, see, that would be. I'd be surprised. I'm surprised with that you may have heard of it because it's nowhere near as good as the producers. But the fact that you might
even
have
then, no. My thing for Mel Brooks, to be honest, isn't huge.
Young Frankenstein.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my!
I saw a movie of his that kind of bombed called Life Stinks, where he's really rich and then he's forced to live like a hobo bum for a while because of a legal thing. Yeah, wasn't.
Yeah, and you kind of like.
There was a few. There was a movie in it. It just wasn't the best. But to be honest, there was more cohesive story to that than like Spaceballs or something, right? You know.
Oh my god! You've got to watch the producers, and you've got to watch Young Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein is one of the finest pieces. In fact, Mel Brooks didn't write the majority of it. Most of it was written by Gene Wilder, and Mel Brooks boasts that he wrote the gags in, and the gags he wrote in were the worst. But there's a scene towards the end of Young Frankenstein, and I'm not going to spoil it. I want to spoil it. I just want to just do it live for you right here and now. It was an amazing scene, and Mel Brooks didn't want it in, and Gene Wilder fought and fought and fought. He practically said, if you don't let it in, I'm off the show, and that's the end of the film. So Mel let it in, and it became one of the most famous parts of the film. Yeah, and it's absolutely amazing. You'll love it. It's childish.
I like childish sometimes, but at the same time, KK in the chat there saying that Mel Brooks was co-writer with Buck Henry there on Get Smart. Well, that's cool. That actually kind of makes sense too, because there's a lot of his type of humor in there now that you say that.
Yeah.
I did like Get Smart as a kid, but when I was a little bit older and the reruns were still on TV, I couldn't even stomach watching it then because it was too easy to see through the gadgets. And once I wasn't like 4 years old and I was like 7 years old, I realized that a lot of the parts that I just thought were cool were actually more like funny. It was quite an interesting switch, you know?
Mel Brooks has done some amazing stuff in Hollywood.
Yeah,
without his name attached, he keeps it kind of like secret. Mel Brooks films. He's made some incredible films that you wouldn't immediately associate Mel Brooks to because they're not. They don't have him in it. They don't have his gags, but they're just like fucking amazing films. It's unbelievable what he's done.
There's a few people like that in music, like Alan Parsons. Most people just remember him from his band, the Alan Parsons Project. They did a song, The Eye in the Sky, right? But he,
but he
was behind the controls on so many classic records and stuff. It's not funny, right? It was kind of the same with that Bob Rock guy who Bruce Fairburn kind of taught how to really engineer. Bob Rock was in a few, one-hit wondery Canadian rock bands before he just gave up and stayed behind the console. He's the guy that turned Metallica into a soft rock band for what was the Black Album, Enter Sandman, that record. Yeah. Bob Rock, just not too hard.
I remember buying an album by a guy called JJ Cale.
I know that name.
Yeah, Yeah, and it was his one of his solo albums, I think it was, which was interesting because he was essentially just a fucking session musician.
It was everywhere.
Just
yeah,
the rounds for everybody and go. Oh. Yeah. I'll just
what's his
album.
name? The guitar player from Toto. I mean, he was everywhere. What the hell's his name? Steve Lukather.
I can't think what.
Well, Lukather was Michael Jackson Beat It, and on and on and on. Holy, yeah. Like a lot of people say, oh, Eddie Van Halen plays the guitars on Beat It. No, Eddie Van Halen plays the guitar solo. The rest of the song is Steve Lukather, the guy from Toto. It's a funny story how it happened too. Quincy Jones had the Eddie Van Halen guitar solo recorded on one reel and the rest of the music recorded on another reel. And the SMPTE time code that syncs the reels together was screwed up. So Steve Lukather had to come in and figure out how to put that mess back together as a song and then get the guitars recorded on and stuff. And he said it was a nightmare to do. But it was really cool because Steve Lukather gives Michael Jackson a lot of credit. He says, you sit down with Michael Jackson and he'd be like, okay, I want it to go do, 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 do. And he'd hum out all of the goddamn parts. He had the whole song written in his head. He just couldn't play the damn instruments. But he knew exactly what he wanted, which I thought was really cool to find out. There's a cool
which is funny today there's applications out there where you can just like hum into your door and it will like turn it into
that's true. In this day and age, holy, Michael would have loved where we are. We got a super chat that's been waiting here. Chuck your merits in the chat there. $10 super chat as well for the Choco Pie Fun. Jake Bro is right when he says North Korean soldiers will probably defect for something as simple as Western sweets. Can you imagine when they get themselves into a situation where they actually see and have tangible access to stuff that has only been a rumored pipe dream for them for this long, right?
They call them Oreos. They're not even real chocolate.
Richard Stevens in the chat. They'll be setting cupcake traps. That's awesome. Oh, it'd be funny. Yeah. They sent.
Yeah, which is like it'd be like ET. You put a little. What is it? Reese's? The kid put out for the ET.
Yeah. The whole ration packs would be like gourmet food to these guys, right?
They would send the ration packs home to the family.
That's funny. Hey, dude, I'm just noticing your audio is very delayed going into OBS, and I bet. I bet there's. I haven't done a damn thing. It's VDO. Something about your connection tonight is not working out well. But I bet there's been times when it sounds like we're talking over each other and we're actually not. I'm just seeing it now in the meters.
Would you like me to go out and come back? Or would you like me to
just refresh and come back in? But holy man, there's like a 2-second delay on your audio right now going into OBS, unless there's some kind of weird thing. Are you guys hearing a delay between him and I when we're talking sometimes?
Well, I'm going to blame you because at this moment in time, everything's been your fault. So, but anyway, I'll refresh. I'll be back in a second. Dick will regale us with stories of times.
We'll see what's going on here. It's very strange. But yeah, you got some kind of weird connection issue today. Why don't you pay your goddamn bill for once so they'll actually stop throttling your internet and this won't happen? See, this is what happens, folks. Stay up on things. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I could tell. Once I saw it, KKs, I could see, that was like, yeah, that's fucked up. I don't know what's going on there. I think this is one of those deals where this video chat service we use, if the room gets too old, it seems to fall apart. So I think I got to remake the room like once a month or something. We'll see. Okay, how's your delay now?
Oh, how am I now?
Well, speak into the mic and try again.
1, 2, 3. Speaking into the mic.
Okay, yeah, now you're good. Now you're good. Okay.
Okay.
Fuck me. It's 2024. What is it? How hard can it be? You know, we all been doing this video chat thing online since iChat so long ago on Macs. It's not funny. You know,
To be fair though, Dick, the fact that we can do this at all, I still think is like fucking magic. It's amazing.
I don't. At this point, I get more and more frustrated with the fact that it's so unreliable at times to just simply have a live conversation without us spending so much money on all these different services and even newer, more expensive hardware and stuff. I mean, we're not doing anything that's that strenuous on the system. You know, my computer's sitting here right now going, kind of bored, you know. I can't even hit 50% usage on my GPU or CPU doing this. Now, granted, when I say that, I have what was brand new, a $6,000 Mac Studio Ultra, but, you know, still, it's
show off.
It's not a show off. It's just, you know, to make it more in relation.
It is to me. It is to me. I don't have that.
Yeah. That's true. And you would use the horsepower more than me, to be honest, you know. But all of this stuff, I mean, I have badass internet. He's got good internet. There just shouldn't be these problems, you know, stupid. But, oh well. Anyway, where are we now?
It could be worse. Okay. It could be worse. We could do it doing on an Atlantic phone line and being charged £5 a minute just to have a say hello, get off the phone quick. That's all the time you got. Get off.
Yeah, my picture updates like once every 2 seconds. You know,
every now and then.
Yeah.
Don't ask him any long questions.
Yeah. Yeah. God damn, eh? So what else should we hit? Let's see here. Yeah, Canadian military vet was saying there Bob Rock produced Metallica, AC/DC, and so on. Yeah. And right before Bob Rock's day was Bruce Fairbairn's day, who was the original, along with like Mutt Lange and a couple, that perfected that 80s polished sound that came around, right? Funny tip here, funny little thing. When grunge happened in the early 90s and killed the whole 80s rock thing and the sound of the music changed completely, what happened was a lot of the producers like Mutt Lange and a few who were into doing like Def Leppard and all those bands and whatnot, they buggered off to country music, and that's where new country comes from. That's where the sound of country changed to be 80s rock, because that's really what it was, you know?
Yeah, and they stopped wearing those, like, you know, fake cowboy outfits with the rhinestones and big 10-gallon hats.
I don't know about that part. I'm only talking about the sound of the music. Yeah, actually, they didn't for a while, but you know, but that's where it all comes from, right? You know, it was a funny switch, right? Because somebody like Bruce Fairbairn or Bob Rock. Yeah, but those producer guys, they weren't needed for grunge, because grunge by its very nature, except for the first Nirvana album and the first Pearl Jam album, didn't have that super polished sound, right? You know,
well, I wonder how much work went in to make sure it didn't sound super polished. Our producers like really working.
There's an argument.
The dials.
There's an argument for that, you know, to be sure. But
I didn't come here.
Yeah, Martin, exactly. Mutt and Shania got married, you know. Yeah. But the idea of keeping it sounding more raw and still producing for the radio to make sure that it's got the right, I don't want to go into it all because it's a little bit nerdy, but you're right, there is something to that. But you know, like listen to Pearl Jam's first record. What's it called? 10, with Jeremy and those songs. And then listen to the next one, which I believe is Verses, and it has the song Rear View Mirror in it, and that is underproduced versus the first album. You can hear it, right? That's the true grunge, was Pearl Jam after the first record. Soundgarden, the Screaming Trees, bands like that, you know?
So when did grunge come out? What, was it 90s sort of thing? Talk about, because I'd imagine sort of like during the
in Seattle in the grass.
Sorry, we having that delay again?
We got a delay again already. Yeah. You've already got like a 1 second delay built up.
Yeah, because I think during the 80s we had a whole bunch of like what you might call overproduced. A lot of stuff was actually all just done in the recording studio, all produced. There's a lot of synths and a lot of sampling and stuff like that. You think the grunge was just basically the antidote to that kind of that movement? Like the sounds of Frankie Goes to Hollywood and Duran Duran. But yeah, do you think grunge just kicked in because of that as an antidote?
There's a whole thing where what happens is, do you always have a generational switch, right? Just look at the whole classic rock of the late 60s, early 70s into disco. And then you get into that early 80s thing that was kind of confused. And then you get into the real 80s thing that lasts till grunge. Grunge brings it back more to like a 70s thing. After grunge, you get a bit of a techno thing going on, which is a bit like disco. It's pretty much the same cycle over and over. And it's not because as humans we're limited and stupid that way. It's because as executives we're limited and stupid that way. That's what's going on, right? This has nothing to do with us as people. It has everything to do with, I'm so scared that I won't make a massive paycheck. Let's just do what worked 10 years ago and rehash it, right? I mean, for fuck's sakes, bell bottoms came back, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
And
I'm still got the originals.
I wear corduroy, but that's, I'm an old guy.
And that's just the underpants. You wear them inside out to get all ripped for his pleasure.
It's exfoliating. Oh yeah, I missed punk in that. You're right there, Paul. You're right. But punk only briefly played a moment in the beginning, but the Green Day punk, which I don't really see as punk, it's pop punk, but it was the counterbalance to grunge for a bit there. Totally, But bands like Blink-182 and stuff, just whining about their lives and whatnot, where real punk was whining about society and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't really follow the grunge days. I just stuck with my 80s albums and just be done with it.
Yeah. And if we want to do punk a bit more, there's the whole Lagwagon NoFX era and stuff. But if you weren't in the scene, it wasn't that big. I personally love Lagwagon, one of the better drummers ever to be recorded. Holy God, can that guy play? Wow, amazing. You got a pretty wide music thing, Yeah, one of these days we'll have to play a Lagwagon song just so you can hear what I mean with that guy's drumming. Oh my God. He's like Neil Peart. He can just switch it, time signatures, styles and feels and all kinds of complicated stuff. Meanwhile, the band in front are playing punk songs. And so if you don't really pay attention, you just sometimes don't notice how flippin' good that guy is. Dynamics. He can bring it down so quiet. He's playing so fast and then he builds it up and oh yeah, it's awesome. Phenomenal. Yeah. We'll have to geek out on them one day. Good band. Yeah. Here we go. We got Chuck Yameritson for a super chat. It all spawned from jazz and classical. I'll see myself to hell now. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. You know, I personally love me some good jazz. I like some old blues, but I like jazz better. And originally, country music was just, blues for people without rhythm. So, there's an argument there for sure. Until the original country guys like Johnny Cash. Nope. You've got a real delay again, dude. Yeah, you should rejoin. You're way out of sync with me.
Maybe
I wonder if it's me. Hold on. No, when I talk, it goes into OBS instantly. Now you say something. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh. Yeah.
You spoke into OBS this time instantly after me, but to me in Video Ninja, you were like 2 seconds delayed. We're totally out of sync here. Yeah.
Maybe we should just close up the show. Maybe.
Well, we got
2 hours.
Yeah, we're getting close to 6 p.m. my time actually, and I do have to kick into being a parent. I'm not sufficiently comfortable to just do an order for him and stuff. Today is supposed to be a payout day to me, but nothing came. So what the fuck are you gonna do? So I probably should kick into parenting mode here and get my son something to eat before he flips on me. Now that you say it. Let's see here. We've got NANA Super Chat in as well for $6.66. Pearl Jam Black is one of my top fave of all time. Yeah, that's a really good song. I think I prefer Jeremy, but damn good song. Damn good song. I love the way the 2 guitar players in that band never just play the same thing. If you put on headphones and listen to Pearl Jam, especially that first record and a couple of the earlier ones, it's the textures and stuff. It's really awesome. They're really good. They're not like Steve Vai and Joe Satriani, but they're really good. So what do you think then? Shall we bid everybody adieu?
Yeah, I'm being very careful not to step on your toes now.
You're in sync now.
Am I?
It seems it.
Sure.
Like really close.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I am.
No, actually, you're way out. Yep. You are way out. Yep. That's odd. Have you restarted your computer before joining, or?
Yeah, I restarted remember I restarted as we were going into the show because we were having problems, and I restarted. I haven't restarted since we started the show.
Wasn't sure
I restarted.
I wasn't sure if
during titles.
I wasn't sure if you restarted the browser or the computer. So yeah. Okay, well. We better get the hell out of here before this falls apart even more, because I foresee bad things. It's one of those things that happen. So here, you tell everybody to go piss off, and then I'll do it after.
Everybody piss off. Because they're going to do the same. But yeah, thanks everybody. Thank you so much for all the super chats tonight. You've been great. And I love it because, all these little financial ticklings help things tickle along here nicely. And, one day we'll get Dick Dawson a new, manscape, and he'll look gorgeous. But until then, we'll see you all tomorrow when we have the 42 show. And we're going to go into detail about all the Trumpy McDonald stuff, and there's lots of news to cover, I think, tomorrow. So we'll see you then. Don't forget to share us out, like the show. But if you haven't shared us out again. And if you haven't done that, share us out.
Indeed. And we got to thank the team here. We got Annette, PJ CNET, Shayna Caldwell, Chris Lundy, Super Chat, Matt, and NANA. And remember, tomorrow we've got our Proper 42 show running. Who knows why we're on today? Well, we do, but you don't. So what are you going to do? And let's see here. Good consumer advice for the end of the show would be, if you're buying personal sex toys on Amazon, don't go for open box examples. Make sure to buy them new, even if you have to cut through that stupid plastic crap yourself. You just don't want those things used.
What do you mean personal ones? Are they like family ones?
Well, impersonal ones are those ones you just kind of bounce into as you're going up the stairs. But personal ones are the ones that you give a name to and take to bed.
Sex toys for all the family. Here you go, Grandma. It's wooden, like you remember.
If you're a significant... And if your significant other feels uncomfortable in a GIMP mask, is it the mask's fault or is it the person's fault? Think about it.
Maybe he's wearing it inside out.
Or on his butt. We got to go because this is only going to get worse. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye-bye. Enjoy the delay.
No latency issues here. Oh, I'm talking over you right now, but you're not talking. This is just unbelievable. So if you want to see technology fail in a brilliant fashion, come see us again soon. But as for me, I'm out of here because this digital tomfuckery is just a little bit too much. Say hi to your grandma for me. I'll see her soon.
Yeah.